Hello friends, how you doing? Day 637, coming a bit late tonight. I was planning on doing this earlier, but that didn't happen. So I'm back in the kitchen tonight and I'm making a creamy tomato squash soup. And so if you like to watch, I'm gonna do the first part now. And it's pretty simple. So if you've never made a soup, hopefully this gives you some ideas. Pretty simple. So let me show you here. Oh, so I actually made veggie broth earlier today. I don't know if you can see it here. It's a beautiful, beautiful veggie broth. And this was what I made it from, veggie scraps. Okay. So, very simple. Today, here's the starting base of it. So this is buttercup squash. I've cut it into a lot of small pieces so it'll dissolve a little bit easier. Some onions, ginger, and I thought I had some garlic, but I can't seem to find it. That's supposed to be my base, but that's okay. And I'm going to add tomato, and this is garam masala. And then to make it creamy, could add some coconut milk. All right, so I think this is ready. Oh, look at that. Woo! Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go, folks. Here we go. Unfortunately, I don't have the snake or anything anymore, but I will narrate it for you. Okay, so first thing, I put a little bit of oil in. Okay, make sure it's heated up. And the first thing you want to cook is your aromatics, okay? So that would be garlic, if I had some, but I don't. So I'm going to throw in, if this is the ginger, and the onions. And how you know when it's actually ready, you look at the onions. Once the onions become translucent, meaning you can space it to see right through it, it is ready to go on to the next step. Okay, there we go. Oh. I gotta cut the second half of the onion. Onions are freaking amazing. They actually help with the immune system. They're very flavorful, sweet, and helps you wet your tear ducts sometimes. Make you cry when you cut them. Okay. So you want to dice the onions so it'll cook faster. So depending on how many flavors there are, we determine what type of liquid I want to use. Since I'm making a soup, okay, let me bring you guys in for a second here. As you can see that, right now I'm just cooking up the onion and ginger. Woo! My eyes are getting a little bit watery. But if you look at the onion, right, it's starting to get translucent already, right? So I'm gonna let that go for a couple minutes. Okay. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna cover it up. So what I want to do, we'll add a little bit of liquid, right? So let that go for a little bit. So I have 2 large tomatoes. Tomatoes are amazing. Oh, they're just, I love the flavors of tomato. And so that's basically going to be the base of the soup, tomato and squash. So, wash that quickly. Try to do most of the time beforehand. Okay, so the beautiful thing about cooking is you get to choose what flavors you want in it. Okay? Oh, that smells so good. Okay, So this is garam masala. Normally I like to add some cinnamon, but I don't have any left. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of garam masala. Garam masala is actually a combination of different spices. I don't want too much, otherwise it will overpower all the other flavors. So I don't know how much I put in. You guys know me. I don't measure my stuff. Whoa. Let me cut the tomatoes and put that in, then I'll show you what that looks like. So, with the tomatoes, all I'm doing is just cut them into smaller pieces so that it'll cook down a lot easier. Yeah. It helps to have a sharp knife. Alright. Fresh ingredients, always preferred, always ideal. Okay. Tomatoes going in. Okay, look at that. This guy's in. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Now this is just the base of the soup. I'm gonna add some veggie broth and then the squash. Alright. Ah, crap. Alright. I'm gonna cut out the other tomato. Put that in, get some more liquid in there. The thing with the tomato and the squash actually is they complement each other in terms of the flavor, so it's a perfect combination. But I think what I need is a videographer. Alright. It's a pretty simple recipe, folks. Not that difficult. Literally, you chop up the veggies, the flavors, get some liquid in there, cook it down, let the flavors meld, and then simmer. That's all it is. Okay, so here's my thing. Oh, here it is. Okay. Look at that, folks. Oh, baby, it smells so good. And from the tomatoes, as you can see, there's a little bit of liquid. I'm gonna let this cook down for a couple minutes. Get the flavors going. And then I'm going to add the veggie broth. and let that simmer for a little bit. And so I'm just debating whether or not I should put some water in there as well, or should I have it like really flavorful, because the veggie broth is newly made this morning. And obviously, let's see here, what do we have in here? There's cauliflower, broccoli, carrot, shiitake mushrooms, onions. What else is there? Zucchini, red bell pepper, eggplant. So a lot of really, really great flavors in the broth. So if I use the broth, then that will definitely make the soup very, very flavorful. So let's see here. So for those who aren't familiar, this is waterless cookware. I turn it to see where the temperature is. If it freely spins like this, basically, that means the temperature is perfect. If it stops, that means it's not warm enough. If it sputters, that means it's too hot. See, look at that sputtering, right? It's starting to get too hot. But if it's free flowing like that, it's like perfect. Oh, but look at this, folks. Look at this. Ooh, baby. Look at the beautiful flavors. Oh my gosh, the colors. Just remember, folks, when you're cooking, when you're eating, we start with our eyes. Okay. So I think the flavors have been in there for about 5-6 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the veggie broth. Crap. Okay. I need 2 hands to open this. Okay, hold on. I didn't plan this so well. Okay, so here's 1 tub of veggie broth. And this pup is going straight in. Mm-hmm. Wow, it's overflowing. Okay. Look at that. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. How you doing? Oh, so good. Okay. So the next step, I'm going to add the squash here. Okay. I've cut up most of it. Got a little bit left. It's coming on in. Booyah. Look at that. Look at that. Yellow and red is a great combination of colors. For marketing, it's actually proven by science that it's supposed to make you hungry. That's why certain companies like McDonald's use red and yellow. One of them is supposed to make you hungry. The other one is supposed to make you something. I forget. Okay, so depending if you like your soup runny or thick, determines how much water you put in. I'm going to put a lot of the squash in. So the squash in itself essentially is a carb, and it's going to thicken the soup. So doesn't work so well. Okay, anyways, as you can see, I'm throwing in the squash. I like mine a little bit thick. And how long is this going to take? Honestly, I don't know. I'm going to check up on it probably after half an hour to an hour. So obviously I'm not going to live stream it the whole time. But I thought I'd start it to show you how I make the soup. But my gosh, are you kidding me? The flavors right now? Oh, smells so good. Oh, baby. So with the amount, okay, so the beautiful thing about cooking is it's not a science, it's an art. You have to adjust accordingly. The only part where it may be more of a science is in baking. You don't want to screw that up. You need like certain measurements. Okay, so if you can see here, the soup in itself, right? So the water is not a lot of water, but there's a lot of squash. Hence, it's going to be really, really thick, and I don't think there's enough liquid in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more liquid, or veggie broth. Okay, so luckily I made a huge batch. I think I made about 4 liters, so I'll use about. Okay, add a little bit more. Just make sure I have enough in there. Okay, let's see. There we go, there we go. And I still have a little bit more squash to cut up, so this is gonna be like a full batch. So friends, if anyone wants some soup, let me know. I'm making a huge batch here. Oh, actually, I think I might have a couple of vegan polyps coming up, so this will be good to actually bring. Oh, actually, never mind. Soups are hard to have in potlucks. Never mind, I have to make something else. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Okay. So, let me show you. Okay, here we go. So look at that, folks. Doesn't that look good? And so, essentially, what I'm going to put in is already in it. The last part of it is going to be coconut milk, which is going to make it creamy. I think it's going to look amazing once I put it in, but I'm going to add that afterwards because I don't want to be. I don't know, actually. I don't know what the best time to put it in, but my thought process is to let this cook down, and then I'm going to squish the squash to make it a little more, not so chunky, and then I'm going to add the coconut milk. So that's my plan. If you guys have any other thoughts, let me know. But for now, that's all she wrote, my friends. I'm going to let her simmer for a little bit. Well, I'm going to put it up to a boil and they're going to let it simmer probably for about, my guess is an hour, because it's actually quite a bit of squash in there. So that's going to take some time. And it's going to thicken it up, and I think it's going to be amazing. So anyways, I just want to show you how I make my soup. And if I finish it a little later on, I might come in live again and show you the second part. Anyways, I hope you all are eating well, eating healthy, because what you feed your body is basically what's going to determine how your body functions. Okay? Anyways, my friends, I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.